Monday night. Good to see, actually. There's no onesies on. Nobody's got a onesie on that I can see.
Yes.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
I
Well, I
thought
love the way you. Yeah.
I thought I might see Jeff Montague-Smith in a onesie.
Well, look, let's just get straight into it. I think people are rushing to get their onesies on now because obviously that's the thing to be wearing. So people will be dashing into their wardrobes to get all their onesies on. So look, a very, very warm welcome to everyone. I mean, this is so exciting that we have you on the call, Simon. So Simon, can you just start off by telling us your role? Because I don't want to misintroduce you. So what is your role now in Europe? You are European and Middle East.
Well, at our London office, I would say I'm the chief tea masher.
That's it.
That might be one.
That's it.
But yes, I'm responsible now for our 19 countries, which we have in the EMEA region. And that, of course, reaches out as far as Israel and Dubai now.
Really? So all of those countries? That's amazing. Good. Well, there we go. So, you know, you've got obviously a lot on your plate, but you're more than capable of handling it. So let's just go straight in and talk. First of all, Simon, just tell us a little bit about your background so that people would understand a little bit about your background. I believe that you were in Hong Kong and, you know, how you came to get involved.
Well, like a lot of you guys, of course, I was involved in the field as a franchise partner, started in the 1990. Anybody not born on this call in 1990? There's usually a few.
Me?
James, you were born then, by the way.
Okay.
Yes, so we call those sort of times the Victorian times when the company came to the UK and used it as a springboard to launch in Europe at that time. Of course, UK is usually the first stop because we all speak English. The company expanded there from the UK, and I got involved May 1990, phone call from a friend. And at that time, as many of you might know, we were involved in water filtration systems very successfully. And like a lot of people, I got involved full time after a period of time. And then we expanded onto the continent, you know, so I went to live in Belgium for a year, Holland for a year, Paris for a year and a half, and they expanded into Hong Kong, and I shot over there. And yeah, what a great experience that was. And then I moved on to the corporate side in 1996. So nearly 29 years this May I will have been involved. I'm chasing you, James, actually.
That's it. I'm 30. Yeah, no, that's incredible, Simon. I mean, and so, you know, when we think about, you know, everything that has sort of happened in 2012, though, I think it's around about 2012, something really extraordinary happened in our business. Can you just tell us a little bit about that in terms of the transformation that we experienced?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think in a lot of companies' lifetime, certainly if they last a long time, there's some significant periods of growth, some periods where they maintain. Of course, there's some periods where they tail off a little bit. Ours for 2012, we had what I would call a business tsunami that hit the UK shores. And it was two things coming together, of course, at that time, which was social media, which really sort of shot off, grabbed us all by the neck. And the other one was the Generation Y, which younger people getting involved in our business together with social media. And we just had this massive period of growth, you know, thousands of % growth. It was quite an unbelievable period, you know, when we ran out of product. People couldn't get through on the telephone. You know, you're lucky to get a return email within about 3 months. It was incredible. I mean, literally, we were working in our office till midnight every night. I mean, we had shift systems on, people coming and going. You know, it was a great period. It was a tough period of time, but you know, it was one that really where that growth rippled into mainland Europe and over to the US and Australia, and it was terrific to see.
But really, Simon, what's extraordinary about this is that, of course, this growth happened in Europe, which is not considered to be a growth area for our type of business at all. And I know you sit on the DSA, a Direct Selling Association, on the board of the DSA, and I believe you're on a very senior position now. And they really look to us and really can hardly believe what's going on with us. So, that's extraordinary. What do you think it is that separates us out so much from the other companies?
Well, it's interesting that is. I mean, we've been a direct selling association member since 1993, and you have to be invited to join this association that effectively looks after consumers' rights, and we have to meet a code of conduct each year to be part of this organisation. And I used to go to those meetings years ago, and I used to feel like a real minnow going into the doors of big Goliath companies. It used to be the Amways, which are huge, and Herbalife and New Skins, and I felt about that small, until sort of our growth happened in 2012, and then everybody was asking us, well, what is the Juice Plus company doing to have all this growth? And I said, well, I can't tell you; it's a secret.
Yeah.
I might let you know at the bar.
Yeah.
But at that time, it was terrific. And of course now, I do play a significant role on the council, the DSA council, and I have close collaboration with a lot of colleagues from those companies that I mentioned. We work very closely together, because together, we're a lot more powerful in terms of lobbying as well in Brussels, which can come out with some very, very strange laws at times to fend off our industry.
Yeah, so just going back to that period of 2012, I mean, obviously absolutely spectacular results. What were people actually doing then to get the most extraordinary results? Because sometimes, we might look back on that period and almost forget the energy and the massive sort of focus that came and the huge results that came. What did you observe that people were doing, and particularly what did you think what people were doing differently to get that massive uplift?
God, you're better than David Dimbleby asking questions.
Well, I don't know, but I want to know myself. What's that?
What happened? Well, I mean, I think that what we saw when this social media came together with the younger generation, our millennials, there was all out massive action, obviously, and the door opened for taking our products for people to have some weight management, I guess, was the thing. I mean, most people open the door with diet. A lot of people want to lose weight now. We don't particularly want to be in that industry, but of course it's a big hook, and in 1,000 years' time, people will still be wanting to lose weight and manage their weight. And of course, we have an excellent product range to help that as well. I guess the other thing would be probably a sense of purpose. We're a company which is very mission driven. We've really sort of honed in on that recently over the years and got focused in terms of our mission statement now is to inspire healthy living around the world. That's what we want to do, at the forefront. And I think companies that have a great mission are companies that are here to stay rather than just go out there and sell a bunch of products, make some money. That is not what we're about at the end of the day. And, so we're all about wanting to give back, a bit of charity, and to go out there and help people change their life. I mean, let's face it, health is probably one of those few things that you've got that money can't buy. It doesn't matter if you're the richest man in the world. You can't go out into Boots the chemist and go and buy a new body and say, look, I've actually made a mess of this. Can I have that one off the third shelf now? And I'll go out and walk out the door a new person. You can't do it. So as we're seeing now in today's world, a lot more people want to take more responsibility for their own health.
Yeah. So what do you, in your mind, I mean, you talk about all out massive action, right? But what did you see people doing that was all out massive action? Because, sometimes people can come into in this business and they think they're doing it, but they're not really doing it as fast as they need to get that momentum. So when we think about all out massive action, it was an extraordinary time, wasn't it? Massive excitement, energy. What did you see people doing who were really, like the Katies? What was Katie doing that you saw that was getting us such incredible results?
Well, we went from doing 800 customers a month to near on 40,000 customers a month. 50 people a month were coming in our business, and then all of a sudden we were doing 4,000 people a month coming in. Yeah. It was incredible. So it was the utilizing social media. That was it. You can reach a lot more people, of course, through social media. And of course, we've seen over a period of time, Facebook gone to now to Instagram, which has really grown. And you can really reach out to people far and wide, not just in the UK, but, internationally. And we've had a lot of these young people that have built businesses locally, but they've gone and grown globally, through social media, which I think before was a lot more difficult. When we had sort of one-to-one meetings, face-to-face, and, you got 50 people in a room, and all of a sudden you could reach out to thousands of people through social media, and it's a lot easier system, I think, for people to get involved.
Yeah, yeah. But, since then, of course, the growth has continued. I mean, not perhaps at the phenomenal rate that it was, but it's really continued. And we've got some incredible people coming through now, who really got the bit between their teeth. And what would you say that, we had the frenzy at the beginning, but now we've still got the sustained growth. And you've got a wonderful perspective where you can see across the whole of Europe into Israel and Dubai. What would you say, for example, people in Germany and people in Italy, what would you say that they are doing now to really keep that growth and experience that massive growth?
I don't think it's any different to what it was years ago. I think it's just a lot easier to sort of cast your net on a lot more people with social media. But I mean, the key for our business really, of course, is finding leaders. You're only as good as your leaders on the ground at the end of the day. But we're certainly seeing with a lot more younger people, the millennials especially, they no longer want a job. They want flexibility in life, the time to be able to pick it up and put it back down again, work from different countries. And, I've got a millennial daughter myself. She's over in Australia at the moment. I'm sure a few people here have got teenagers as well, and they think differently to how we do nowadays. They don't really want those responsibilities and thinking about buying a house and doing all those things that we used to do. It's a different world that we live in today. And equally, in terms of just food choices, my daughter's vegan. So, with that comes with all those challenges that are going out. But she's very, very choosy in terms of what she wants to eat. But and of course, a lot of millennials now are in that vein, and our product fits in there tremendously in terms of wanting to go out there and spread that mission of inspiring healthy living.
Yep. And so, I mean, obviously we talk about people who are, the superstars and people who've come through and they've had absolutely phenomenal results, and, if we think about everyone, of course, the company is very, very keen to get behind everyone, aren't they? And so can you tell us a little bit about the Dubai incentive that's coming up, that's already in operation, and what the possibilities are for the people on the call this evening for the Dubai incentive?
Yeah, I mean, who wants to go to Dubai? Put your hand up.
We all do.
Right, of course everyone wants to go to Dubai.
Yeah.
I mean, by the way, anybody can go to Dubai. All you got to do is go to online and book a ticket.
Yes.
Right, simple
Well,
as that.
do that straight away.
But what you can't do is you cannot buy a ticket to our incentive. That isn't going to happen. You've got to earn it. So I don't think it's just about Dubai. It's about the people that you're going to be with, and our business is full of inspirational people. And we've been cooking up this idea for, in fact, 2013. I mean, this is sort of Dan Holzman's sort of thing that lives on, and that he put together in 2013. And I remember in the convention center, he said, right, 2020, Dubai. And we all sort of thought, okay, maybe we're going to have a convention at that time in Dubai, which we're not, because it's Dubai Expo year in 2020. And it's very difficult, very expensive to go to. People from Israel can't get to Dubai. So we're not going to do that. But yes, we thought, you know what, we'll have the legacy of Dan Holzman that will live on. And we're going to sort of get right behind our promise to do something special. So the vision was to get 500 national marketing directors and above to Dubai in March 2020. So it's the most expensive incentive I think we've ever put on. I mean, it's costing millions. Can you imagine? We've booked the Atlantis Palm, right? We've actually paid for that already. We had to because it's Expo year if we want to go. Our plan is to charter some planes, so you walk up those steps on that plane and look right, and all you're going to see is your Juice Plus colleagues on that plane. That's what we're planning to do. Planning to get 3 planes to fly people over there, which will probably be from Italy, Germany, and the UK.
Wow.
So the incentive itself is you've got to get yourself to National Marketing Director. Now, are you going to have to make some sacrifices? Of course you are, without a doubt. I mean, it's not going to be easy. So you're probably going to have to give up, right, ladies, your Valentine's Day with your boyfriend or your husband. right? It might be just thinking back and say, do you know what Simon said on that Sunday night call? We can't do Valentine's Day anymore. You can still do the love bit, by the way, but not the Valentine's Day. Easter holidays, you're going to have to sack that, right? Summer holidays, you're probably not going to go on your summer holiday this year if you want to go to Dubai. That's the sacrifice you're going to have to make, unfortunately, but that's it. Why? Because you're going to have to put the pedal to the metal. If you're a sales coordinator, senior sales coordinator, you're going to have to get yourself super, super focused. Right? If you just join the business, can you get there? Yes, you can. I was in Stuttgart yesterday. There was a lady that got to national marketing director in 4.5 months from Austria. She'd driven 7 hours to get to Stuttgart to this convention and walked on stage, and there she was, a new NMD. Right? She was 22. Just left university and actually didn't want to get a job, found this, and that was it. So, you know, there's those people out there which are doing it. Is it going to be easy? Like I say, of course it's not. No. So, but you're going to have to make a decision, and it all starts with a decision, right? And you flicking a switch in your subconscious tonight to say, do you know what, Simon, I'm going. And I'm going to go no matter what it takes, right? I'm going to be waving the flag at the top of that mountain or the top of that hotel in Dubai, or I'm going to be dead in the valley. There isn't going to be an in-between, right? That's how committed you've got to be to get to Dubai. But it's going to be amazing. I mean, we've done an Dubai Accelerator we've launched in January, as you probably saw. And that was going to be a special night under the stars with Jeff Roberti. He's the top earner in network marketing worldwide. $100 million he's made in 30 years. So we're going to do a special elite leadership training with Jeff in the desert, right, under some Bedouin tents, sleeping under the stars. That will be a beautiful evening to remember whilst we're there. But you're going to have to qualify for that. And to do that, you're going to have to get to NMD by the end of April. Or if you're NMD already, you've got to go IMD, PM, EMD. So you've got to hit the next position. Or if you're a PMD, you've got to do 1 month reconfirm between 1st of November and the end of April. That will get you qualified, right, for Jeff's event. But of course, you've got to qualify through to National Marketing Director to get onto the incentive by the end of August. Not October, August. So yes, it's a 12-month incentive, but you've got to reconfirm 2 months of your volume. So if you do it in August, you've got to reconfirm in September and October to get yourself there. So we've got some more sort of bits and bobs coming to sort of throw some more fuel on the fire. One of them is the sales coordinator incentive, which we've just launched for January. It's an extra €250 in your pocket on top of the sales coordinator bonus. So it's like nearly €1,500 you're going to get for getting to sales coordinator, and all that's going to help.
Amazing, Simon. I mean, so when you say August, so people have to qualify for NMD by August, is that correct? Or
correct.
Right,
yeah.
And what are we saying, by the end of August or 1st of August? Or
end of August.
End of August.
You've got to get to NMD. And that's why I'm saying, literally, you've got to cancel everything.
Yeah.
Right? If you're a sales coordinator now or a senior direct, right, you're going to have to get yourself super, super focused to make it. Can you do it? Of course you can. I mean, national marketing directors are around about 1,200 group customers in your team. Around about that ballpark figure, right? Which if you divide it by number of people, it's actually not a lot of customers, right? You've got to go to work on, right? So we're not looking for thousands and thousands of customers. 1,200 customers in your team gets you there.
Yeah. And Simon, you were talking earlier about the importance of leaders in the team. Is that the thing that people should really be focusing on, you think, building a team of leaders to get to NMD?
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy finding a leader. You know, you might have to sign up 50 people to find one good leader. But you need to utilize the law of averages to your advantage.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're going to sign up 2, right, there's a chance that you've probably not got a leader there. But, you know, at the same time, it's what I always say, it's the crumbs that actually make the cake. It's the same in this business, really. So everybody actually matters, but your job is to find independent leaders actually that go, do you know what, James? I don't need you, right? Get out of my way, right? I can do this on my own.
Yeah.
So those are the type of people you need to find. And generally, you've got to sponsor up to get those types of people. So they're people.
Sponsor up, what do you mean by that?
They're people that are usually actually a lot better than you, so they're usually a lot gifted in lots of ways. Maybe they've got better education, right? Maybe they're a lot more successful than you.
Mm.
And those are the people that are usually on what we call the chicken list. You know, they're the ones that you don't want to approach because you think, actually, he or she won't be interested in this business.
Mm.
They're just too successful. Why would they want it?
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised. You know, you really would. I mean, we've got people like Gordon on here who used to be an accountant, right? So who would have approached Gordon years ago, right? Successful accountant. So successful people generally, yes, they make good money, but they don't have what we call the PM and PT equation, which is plenty of money and plenty of time, right? You've either got one or the other. You either got plenty of time and no money, or you've got plenty of money and no time.
Yeah. Now, in just about 7 minutes, we're going to open it up for questions just a little bit at the end. So we're going to have
It is question time after all, right?
Yeah, we're going to have 5 or 10 minutes at the end. So everybody, if you could just start coming in with your questions, that would be very, very good in the chat box, and then we'll go for it from there. So Simon, we talked about, you know, the Dubai incentive, but, you know, obviously the company's been around, 50 years, isn't it? It will be around in 2020. But what are you most excited about as we look forward from 2020 to 2030? When people are on the call and think, well, you know, is this going to last? You know, where is this company going? What would you say to someone who says, well, tell us a little bit about how the next 10 years is going to pan out?
I would say it's more exciting than it's ever been, actually. I mean, we're a lot more organised than we've ever been. Why? Because we actually have better people internally in terms of management, upper management, people that really know what they're doing. And like I say, you're only as good as your leadership. It's the same within the company. And also, you know, we are well prepared in terms of investments. You probably just heard we've been taken over, or partly taken over, by a private equity company back in November. And that company's not running the company, by the way. We're running the company. But it allows us to sort of gear up with further investments. I mean, we're spending money on our IT infrastructure, which we've been wanting to do for years and years. You know, we've got an old legacy system which is chugging along, and this new IT infrastructure, together with the new people we've hired, we've got 3 new guys on board we've hired in the last year, top quality people who are going to bring us into the 21st century. So we're going to have things like real-time payments. You know, you put an order through and you'll see the points on the system straight away. That we're testing this next month in March.
Wow.
We're going to be rolling that out shortly. So you're going to see a few sort of milestones over the next 18 months of some serious improvements there with our IT infrastructure.
And we've got an amazing app coming, haven't we, Simon? A new customer-focused app.
Yeah, we've got an app. I mean, we've spent about €1.5 million on this app. It's going to be a native app, and that really is going to allow to tie into our store is one thing. It's connected to the store. We're rolling this out in April. So, you know, it'll be on your smartphone. I mean, we all live on our smartphones nowadays. And from there, you will be able to do things like upselling of products, cross-selling. And this is, I think, where the company can help you guys a lot more, where we can help retain a lot more customers in the future by giving people a better customer experience. I think we've been very poor in this area. And, you know, now we need to become like the new Amazons of this world, where, you know, we've got great systems, but we can actually recognize what our customers buy as well, and our customers' buying habits. The banks know our spending habits, you know, Amazon know our spending habits for retail side. We want to be exactly like that, you know, so we need some really top-end systems to be able to do it.
Yeah. Brilliant, Simon. And then can you tell us a little bit about international expansion and what might be happening with that? I know obviously you're Europe and the Middle East and everything, but I think we're going further afield now, aren't we?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, we're making some very good progress in that area. This is one of the things actually why this private equity company was very interested in us as well. And I mean, our growth comes out of Europe now, which is unheard of in our industry. You know, I've just hired a new guy from Oriflame, who's, as you know, has taken over the UK market. And all those companies are lucky if they've got 1 or 2% growth in Europe, you know, where we've got like 30% growth. It's been huge. So they're all looking to places like Far East, Russia, for their growth. We've hired a new operations director for Far East, and we'll be opening a new office there this next year, which is going to be in Kuala Lumpur. And that will be the rollout for further expansion I'm not going to mention all the countries yet, or timings, but we're on the verge of doing that, and we're looking also to move over to the east of Europe, which will be really exciting, into the Balkans, and Russia at some stage, and it's not far ahead of those. I'm not going to put any times because I know you guys will hold me to times. Or you'll start contacting people now in Russia. But we'll let you know in due course on this one. We are spending a lot of time and a lot of money in this, and making sure that we've got the right people on board. Yeah. And we've got a really good vision of how that's going to look.
Wow, that's incredibly exciting, Simon. So tell us now, as we think about your own goals for this year, I mean, people would say, well, look, you've been involved for quite a long time, but you are so motivated, you're so gifted with our business. What are your goals for this year that you were like, that are getting you very excited?
IT infrastructure, of course, is one big one for us, just because we're limited in terms of what we can do with our current legacy system. So that is going to be a real game changer on its own. So I'm quite involved with a lot of stuff that's going on there and that side. Customer experience, I think, is a big deal. We want to make sure right at the beginning where, a customer gets a package, they start to feel we've got a premium product. Mm. So we hired a new guy from John Lewis, and John Lewis, if you're calling in from abroad, it's a big retail organization in the UK, 80,000 people. And they spend a lot of time on customer experience. So we've got a guy that started their online system in John Lewis back in 2011. He's been with us now for about 8 months, and he's looking at every little touch point that we go through with a customer. And we're going to be hiring somebody else for the same type of thing, also on the franchise partner side, to see what every touch point is, from a new person getting involved to getting, signing up online, to the first product that arrives. So there's a lot of work going on in the background that you can't really feel or you can't see at the moment. But I think in another 12 months, you're going to see a lot of different things happening. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. So just as we finish up, Simon, for the new people that are listening to call for the first time tonight, what would you say, how would you describe the excitement of the opportunity that we have? I mean, we're talking about 30% growth, we're talking about differentiating ourselves, but what would you say to a new person about, being in the right place? Is this, how would you describe that?
Well, I think you've got to look at what you do, first of all. I mean, what are the choices in life? We go out and get an education. Some of us go to university, right? Some of us are lucky to start maybe our own business. If you can borrow some money from a bank, and you've got a great idea, but 8 out of 10 new businesses generally go out of business within 3 years, generally through poor management, or the idea wasn't that great, or you've got poor cash flow. The other one is what can you do? Inherit money? Maybe if you're looking to get some money off the lottery, 16 to million one chance in the UK if you're going to get some money there for the lottery. If you're doing the lottery, that is. I think a lot of people want to win it, but they're not doing it. The other one is, what can you do? Get a job. And a job, a lot of people have said to me many years ago, it stands for just over broke, and it's a 30-day survival package. Which I get it is, but most people have to go out and get a job, and what does it do? It allows you to pay your bills at the end of the month and have a nice life, and you have a couple of weeks holiday and buy a car, and that's it. Or you can come across this type of business, which offers you something where you're not looking for any investment. We're not looking at investors. We're looking for people to invest their time. And the great thing is you don't have to give up your job. You can do this on top of an existing business or a job, and you can put 8 to 10 hours a week in it and start to build your business over a period of time. I think it's probably one of the few opportunities where it allows the average person to earn well above average income.
Yep.
So we're not looking for extraordinary people. We're actually looking for an extraordinary effort. And we have all types of people, as you know, James, at the top of our company. We've got to national marketing director. We've got people that, I've seen in America that are 80, right? We've got youngsters now in the business that are 20, 21, getting to national marketing director. And it allows you to build a residual-based income over a period of time. We've got Gordon and Michelle on in Portugal, and they've retired over, or semi-retired over to Portugal. because they put a lot of hard work in over the years, you know, and that money just keeps rolling in every single month. And we've got an amazing customer-driven business, which is why we're different from a lot of other companies in our industry, right? We can wake up at the beginning of the month and you pretty much know 90% what your check is going to be at the end of the following month. And that really gives you a very, very secure feeling where you can make plans for your future there. So we can match your short-term plans, we can match your medium-term plans, or if you've got long-term plans like Gordon or Nikki, or we've got Jeff on here, Gordon, Michelle, right? We can match those long-term plans where if you want to be involved 25, 30, 35 years, right, you can hang your hat and you can hang your coat up in this company. And that's, I think, the amazing thing about it. And a lot of people forget about that.
Mm. Well, Simon, thank you. That's an amazing overview of everything. And let's just now move into some questions. And there's some interesting questions coming from Chloe Myers. We've got Brighton coming up in March.
Chloe's a bit of a troublemaker, isn't she? She's usually got a few hard.
Oh yeah, questions. She's a bit of a troublemaker. Yeah, we tried to mute her. We've tried to get, you know, but she's here. No, Chloe, we love you. Anyway, so but Simon, thinking about Brighton, right, and thinking about the huge surge of growth that we had and have had, and continue to have, what would you say if someone's going to make a really big shot at going NMD right by August? How do you think they should be preparing for Brighton?
Well, Brighton, obviously you want to get as many people there as you can. Do whatever you can do, gag them, handcuff them, whatever you've got to do to get them down to Brighton. Do it, make it happen. Not easy. You might want to put a little bit of an incentive on in your team. That's always very, very good. A lot of leaders do that type of thing. I think the big thing really is the fun. You've got to sell the fun. I remember the last Brighton we had in 2015. Right, we had bumper cars, you know, we had those Dodgem cars on the Saturday night. I mean, God knows how nobody got hurt. But, you know, it's the fun. I mean, that's what I love about our conventions. You know, you're hearing from inspirational people on stage. So you're actually going to learn from the best people. Why wouldn't you want to go? So it's all the successful people go to our conventions, and we'll have another 12,000 people coming to our regional leadership conventions in March and April. UK goes first, and we've got a new one in Poland this year. Polish are doing so well; they're going to have their own convention as well.
Wow! Wow!
So get your tickets booked, right? If you booked, do you know what it means? You're going. If you're not booked, you're not going. Simple as that.
Good. All right. And then Simon, just very quickly, talking about, you know, the Dubai scenario, which of course is very, very exciting. Can you tell us a little bit about how that is developing now? And I know you're personally very excited about it in terms of the new developments that are happening in Dubai. For people on the call about that, you know, what is it that they can get excited about with Dubai?
We've done lots of incentives over the years, lots and lots of incentives, but I think this is going to be a real special one. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what we're doing there. I mean, we're going to unveil that slowly, and you'll see the website that we have. There'll be some other stuff coming out, which we're going to organise whilst we're there. So I don't know, it could be all sorts of stuff. I'm not going to tell you, but it might be parachute. Yeah. We might be throwing you out of a parachute out of a plane or something like that, Jim.
But you've got Adam there, who is very focused and very good.
Yes, I mean, we're organising the whole incentive from London, actually. So we've got a team of 4 people which have been working on this incentive for 2 years now.
Wow. And when's it going to be announced?
What, the incentive?
Well, yeah, we're talking about the Dubai incentive, but you were saying about some other things that are coming for
yeah,
Dubai.
No, it is. So we'll have some other stuff which will be unveiled over the next coming months. We'll have our first qualifiers, of course, now at the end of this month. Qualified in November, but they reconfirmed in December and January. So we'll have lots of videos going out from those types of people. You'll see at the conventions, which will be very much focused on Dubai as well. There'll be people going across the stage, talking about it, they're qualified, what you need to do. So the whole thing will be, you know, literally waking up in the morning. I mean, probably what if I was you, I would probably write on the ceiling of your bedroom, don't tell your husband or your wife, I'm going to Dubai 2020. Right? That's where you need to get super focused on it. So all you're going to see is Dubai, and you're filling your subconscious with this Dubai message is, how am I going to get there? What do I need to do? So you need to break it down into bite-sized chunks. So I said earlier, 1,200 customers. Okay, well, let's divide that down. You've got 8 months left. How many customers are you going to have to get each month? How many people have you got in your team? Let's split it down. How many customers are each of those team members going to have to get? Yeah. So if you can get the whole precision of it right, if you look at it to start with and think, my God, it's like Mount Everest to climb. But if you break it down, actually, it's all very, very achievable.
And what did that girl in Austria do to get to go in 4.5 months? I mean, there it is. It's being done. I mean, that's incredible. What did you chat to her and ask her what?
Yeah, I mean, she's 21, right? Just come out of university, and she went across stage, gave a testimonial in German, by the way. My German's not
which
good.
You obviously understood. Yeah.
Basically, she's built her business through social media. But also she's got traditional meetings going on each and every month for her team. And she's got business in Switzerland, Austria, and Germany. So she's built it in 3 countries. And it's all with pretty much people her age, all in young 20-year-olds that are looking for something different, and they come across this, and that's it. And of course, social media, it has no bounds really, and they're working 24/7.
Yeah. Well, the most important thing, it shows it can be done. So, having had the extraordinary growth that started in 2012, it's still happening. And it shows no sign of abating. It's and success breeds success.
That's it, isn't it? There's a few questions coming in here.
Right. Any particular ones you'd like to answer? Will
juice be in Iceland, Dan Roche? No, not. We're not going to Iceland just yet. Too cold, Dan. Any other questions you got coming in? That's it, right? I'm just having a look here. Will Portugal coming in? No, sorry, not at the moment. Sorry, Gordon, Michelle. That's it. That's it. Can Simon leak any sneaky bits info from Brighton?
Yes,
I can. Yes, but I'm not going to tonight. I'll get into trouble.
Right.
The customer app's going live in April. And that's it, right? I think that's it, really.
That's it. Yeah, no, we're pretty much out of time. Simon, look, this has been amazing. I mean, we can't thank you enough for coming on. This has been recorded. And as ever, you've brought such dynamism, vision, excitement, fun to our business. And, we just see an incredible future. So I hope for all the new people that have joined us that you've enjoyed it, you found it, interesting and very professional. I think that's the number one thing that I picked up now. We are moving into a level of professionalism, which is absolutely extraordinary. And I personally think, and this is an interesting one, I think that some people could be sleepwalking into the next steps of the company, and we mustn't do that. We have to wake up now to what is the greatest moment in our company's history. Now, with the investment coming, this is the big time, and we must take advantage of it. So, Simon, thank you so much.
I'd like to thank our very own Juice Plus David Dimbleby, Mr. James Sanderson.
That's it, yeah. And
I'm going to take a picture of everybody, actually. That'll be good. So,
yes, yeah.
Let's get it. We can do a heart shape. Everybody do a heart shape. I need an operation to do that. I can't seem to do it. Let me just. I'm going to check you out.
Okay.
Very good. I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
Brilliant.
Well done.
Okay. Well, Simon, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And see everyone soon.
See you all at Birmingham. No, Brighton.
Brighton. Yeah, don't go to Birmingham, go to Brighton. All right. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, Simon.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Night. God bless.
Bye-bye.